How to do online scams. I'm saying
Oh,
this in a very sinister voice right now because this is a sinister episode of Explain Like I'm 10, where we are going to talk about online scams. Uh, it's it's been a fascinating subject for me for ages now. I have been following all these YouTubers who bust a bunch of scams online, and a lot of them seem to be doing it to Indian call centers. And there are very popular people like Carl Rock and Kit Boga who do it. Like they do live streams of them busting scams, etc. So I am a big nerd that way when it comes to at least scam related content. And on a personal front, I have been scammed once. I was scammed in what they call the Amazon scam, or I call it the Amazon scam, where this lady called me one day and she was like, "Sir, someone is sending you a package, so we need an OTP." And I hadn't ordered anything, but I was like, "Oh, my mom must have sent something." So I was like, I was busy, I was doing something, so I was like, "Okay, okay, take the OTP." And then 2 minutes later, I realized what I had done. And I basically went to my Amazon account very quickly. They had already changed the password, but I managed to do like the backup email. Fortunately, they hadn't changed it by then, and I was able to recover it. But I live in perpetual fear now that there is some scamster who has access to my account on some computer who's just lurking there, waiting to pounce. These are the kind of stories we'll hear a lot today, I'm guessing, because I am joined by two very special guests who wrote a very special book. The book is called Cyber Encounters: Cops' Adventures with Online Criminals. Joining me are the authors of this book, Ashok Kumar, sir. Ashok Kumar is an IPS officer. Sir, you're still an IPS officer, right? You haven't retired.
yes, yes, I'm still working. Yeah.
Yes, yes, he's still working, guys. He's an IPS officer who has worked in the CRPF and BSF. He has also worked as the Chief Intelligence and Security Officer in Uttarakhand, and he has obviously co-authored this book. And the second person that we are joined by today is OP Manocha. Welcome, sir. Uh, OP Manocha sir is has an experience in DRDO, and he's also a cyber crimes expert, cyber intelligence expert. And both of them have written this book. Just to describe what this is, it is a collection of very fun stories. That's how I would describe it, of very many different types of scams that both of these gentlemen have encountered, and what happened, how they were resolved, how nutty they were, all of the things. And joining us for Union Leader of Spectators today is Karan Sridhar. Karan Sridhar is an active consumer of this podcast, and he decided to take the risk of throwing himself into the deep end. Uh, uh, Guys, I have to tell you, the authors. Can I just collectively refer to you as the authors for convenience sake? I have to tell you that Karan had no idea what the topic is or who you are. So we didn't tell him before the recording. So he basically found out right now what the topic is. So that is the format of this podcast. So I come prepared. Karan comes with zero preparation. So he will ask you a bunch of questions as well, which he can come up on the spot. That is the idea here. Uh, to start with, I would like to start with you, the authors. Why did you write this book?
I'll answer it like this: that cybercrime is the latest challenge for police nowadays,
Okay.
and for committing cybercrime, the criminal doesn't have to go to the place of occurrence, right? If you want to do a physical crime like theft, loot, dacoity, murder, kidnapping, so you need to go to the place. Someone has to go to the place, and you have all that risk of being caught,
Hmm.
being seen. So, and committing one crime, physical crime, will take you many days. So the volume will not be that high. While
Right.
cyber crime is, you can commit cyber crime sitting anywhere in the world. It is all online. You can
Hmm.
commit Africa, you can commit it from Cameroon, you can commit it from Europe, and you can commit it from Jamtara or
Yeah.
Mewat.
Yeah.
So, and the victim could be anywhere. It could be even in
Yes.
deep place,
Yes.
Kedarnathji, Badrinathji. So that is the big thing. The volume has become so much that
Hmm.
it has become the latest challenge for police. So
Right.
the only solution, the big solution is to make people aware
Hmm.
and regularly keeping them aware, updating
Hmm.
their knowledge about how about these fraudsters, how they are committing the crime, so that one can avoid being defrauded. That is the
Right.
idea. That's how. So we wrote 12 stories of such crimes where people were befooled by online cyber criminals, and
Hmm.
so that by reading all that, people will have a fair idea uh, that how the cyber crime is committed, what is
Hmm.
their modus operandi, and how police will work it out, and how a common man can avoid
Hmm.
being defrauded.
Right. It's some of the stories are very fascinating. So I read two particular stories, and one of them was very very crazy. It's called the world's most expensive dog, and I will come to that. It's a very fun story. But Karan, do you know anyone, or have you been ever scammed before? Cyber crime.
Um, I have not been scammed yet, but I have seen something where you get those messages,
Hmm.
especially from banks. I think recently the HDFC bank had an issue where all of their customers were getting messages saying that so and so KYC is required to be done, or your net banking password has
Hmm.
changed,
Hmm.
or it's compromised, or something like that. And you have to click and very, very conveniently, they give a link
Hmm.
which has no resemblance to HDFC, and they ask you to click the link, put in all your details, and then and then it goes further. Obviously,
Hmm.
luckily I have some little bit of awareness, so I don't click those links.
Yeah.
But that is something which I've seen very recently happening.
Hmm. And
So,
like
yeah.
go on, go on. You were completing.
No, no. So, luckily, I've not been scammed yet. Not scammed in that. I've not been scammed yet, but very recently, um, scam might be regarding some amount of financial loss, but in
Hmm.
my case, and my Twitter account got hacked in the sense that they got in. So, Twitter account requires you to what's it called? You have a backup email, and you have to give the email to change your
Hmm.
password, right?
Hmm. 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 Hmm.
Literally over lunch, I lost my password was changed, my recovery email was changed, and because Twitter after Twitter Blue doesn't have two-factor authentication,
Hmm.
I lost my Twitter account and it was replaced by a crypto scam
Oh, of course. Those one of
where
those.
the account would keep on spamming
Hmm.
uh, crypto links
Hmm.
to purchase so and so coin, click on so and so link,
Hmm.
and it just kept on going on. Now my Twitter account doesn't have many followers, so I didn't have much of an issue, and it got banned like a week later. It got banned, but that is
Right.
something which I can say is the closest that has come to me being scammed
Right.
at the moment.
I've had like a many relatives also who have basically been like minor scammed once or twice, especially with this link clicking thing. So I want to ask
Yeah.
you guys, like, have you seen a lot of instances of like these clickable fake links that are being shared, and what happens afterwards? If you can just explain.
You want to?
See, this is like what Karan said, that he has been getting messages and all to just click on a link. This is
Hmm.
basically called phishing. So phishing,
Yes.
what we do is, like we have covered in these stories also, one of the story, phishing some maybe teens sitting somewhere like thousands of miles away or hundreds of miles away, and they need only an internet connection and a laptop, and they have a database of mobile numbers and email IDs, and
Hmm.
they just keep sending these spam mails and spam messages, and 1 out of 10 clicks
One
on that
out of
link.
100 lakhs. They send message to lakhs.
Yeah, lakhs.
One
Yeah.
even if 1 out of 100 does
So
it.
1 out of 100 does it, then he gets scammed, and
Yeah.
like you said, that everyone has been scammed in some way or the other.
Hmm.
So like Ashok Kumar is now the DGP of Uttarakhand.
Hmm.
So he has been encountering many cases. And the first question you asked, that what is the purpose? So his purpose
Hmm.
was that since so many people were coming to him daily, कि हमारे हमारा ये loss हो गया है, we have lost so much money. Some poor people were coming and some very desperate people. So he couldn't see the pain in those eyes. So he said, एक दिन हम बैठे थे, he said that we must do something. We must make people aware through simple stories because these are real incidents. So we have covered phishing and all these things. So phishing is happening and it has not yet stopped. Like phishing is very old. It started long back. But अभी भी phishing चल रही है, spamming and everything.
Yeah.
So
I remember email पे बहुत होता था, like I mean, you know, like these spam folders which basically spam emails that used to come, offer, click on this link, that link. But my question is, so if I click on the link, what happens exactly? Like, I mean, do they get access to my device or what happens there?
Yes,
yes.
yes. It is quite possible that by sending a link, it has a software where your whole mobile will go into their hands. Whatever happens to your mobile, it will happen. It will be with them. So it gets
Okay.
cloned.
Yes. So
Okay.
there are some remote
So
access
all your
kind-
OTP etc. is gone to them.
Yeah.
Right.
There are some remote access
All
kind
your
of
passwords are
applications.
gone to them.
Yeah.
Right.
So these remote access applications, they take control of your mobile or your PC. And then whatever is happening, whatever OTP, it's a kind of a duplicate thing happening. Like we share screens.
Yeah.
Like for projects, maybe some software projects, we share screens and we share windows and all. So that happens. So that software gets installed on your system. Even
Got
if you
it.
have of the antivirus system involved, like installed on your system, still that software will creep in somewhere.
So it's like a malware?
It is not a malware. It is actually a special software which creeps
Okay.
into your system. Like it does not spread to other systems, but it sits on your system quietly and keeps duplicating whatever is happening on your system. Keep
All
sending
right.
data, read your contacts from the
Probably
mobile.
malware is one which corrupts your own system.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Right. And this is like a proper software which is cloning your device and sending that information to the scamster essentially. Oh, but like, so have you like, so Ashok sir especially, like, do people come to you and then you have to figure out कि अरे तुमने कोई link पे click किया था क्या type? Do you ask these sort of questions then to people? Is that how it works?
देखिए ऐसा होता है कि मेरे पास तो कम ही लोग आएंगे, मतलब बिकॉज आई हेड ऑफ द स्टेट पुलिस, बट
Yeah,
जो
yeah, of
मेरा
course.
स्टेशन है, साइबर पुलिस स्टेशन है, अदर ऑफिसर्स, पीपल कीप कमिंग. द वॉल्यूम इन उत्तराखंड itself is 10,000 complaints a year, means
Oh
300
wow.
a day. So the volume is just mind-boggling.
Right.
It is beyond our capacity to handle this much crime. So therefore, we keep coming across such cases, and then we know that this has happened. So there are some common methods which are being used by fraudsters, and then they keep evolving new ones. They keep
Right.
yes, like the
Uh,
OLX fraud. If you have heard of it, have you heard
What
of
is it?
fraud?
OLX fraud.
OLX.
Okay, tell us please.
OLX fraud was that people used to sell old things on OLX, old
Yep.
car, old sofa set, old computers. So they started disguising themselves as an army person, right?
Okay.
Okay.
The fraudster कि मैं
Okay.
आर्मी वाला हूँ और मैं अभी रुड़की में पोस्टेड था, अब मेरा ट्रांसफर जम्मू हो गया, अब मेरे
Okay.
पास गाड़ी है, एक कंप्यूटर है, मैं इतना सामान कहाँ लेके जाऊंगा, तो मैं सोच रहा हूँ 110 मिल जाएगा तो बहुत है, so मेरा 20 लाख का गाड़ी मैं तुमको 2 लाख में दे दूंगा.
Okay.
So the guy gets trapped and finally transfers the money and he gets nothing. It's a pure fraud.
Oh.
So what this
Wow.
OLX, yeah. So what these advertisers on OLX they do, that he will first try to send you 10 rupees. He will say, okay, आपको 10 rupees मिल गए? You said, oh yes, मिल गए. Then he said, okay, and then he'll send you a QR code. He'll say, scan this code and send me so that I can pay further. और वो जब आपने code scan किया, so that is to receive money. So instead of sending, he will receive the money from your account. And you get scammed. So person who wanted to buy a sofa set, like Ashok ji said, for some smaller amount or a cheap sofa set, he ends up paying lakhs of rupees for the sofa set. And they're not traceable. It's very difficult to trace. I think Ashok ji can tell better
Yes,
how difficult it is to.
This is correct. You said, no? Like OTP is used for taking money out of your account,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
not putting
Wow.
money in your account.
Yeah.
पैसे डालने के लिए OTP थोड़े चाहिए. Nobody
Right.
asks you. They
Right.
will deposit through checks or something, but they don't need a OTP,
Hmm.
right? But क्या है, ये लोग OTP मांगते हैं किसी छोटे मोटे बहाने से. तो आपके कि 10 रुपया डालना है, ये मैं ट्रायल कर रहा हूँ भाई. OTP से आपके खाते में डलता ही नहीं. It is only that money goes out of your account. It doesn't come in. Whether it is OTP or whether it's a scan, QR code scan. So we have to be very
Right.
careful.
So with
Right.
the advent of internet and more people using internet, अभी क्या है कि everybody has a mobile in his hand, so it has become very difficult to scam. Oh, sorry, like it's very easy to scam a person.
It's very easy to scam. Yes. Yes.
It's very
Yes.
easy to scam because everybody has a mobile in his hand. So reaching that mobile, like you're targeting ads and going to that person. So scammers are also going directly to that person. तो इसके अंदर ये होता है कि अभी आप हमारी बुक देखेंगे तो इसके अंदर at the end of every chapter we have given very useful cyber tips.
I
And
saw that. Yes.
not only at the end of chapter, throughout the story we have tried to weave in some
Message.
messages.
Messages. Yes. 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 I saw that.
Psychology.
Like, I'll
Yeah.
just read one. Be cautious of unsolicited emails and phone calls. Verify the legitimacy of the lottery if you ever receive any such email, and never pay any fees to claim your prize. I mean, this was the story on the lottery scam, which
This was
basically is.
the this was the first ever cyber crime, recorded cyber crime in Uttarakhand,
Yeah.
and it
Oh
happened with
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
with an accountant of a famous resort here near Rishikesh, and
All
in
right.
which 50 lakhs were taken away. This was
Yeah.
15 years ago. Just imagine, 15 years ago, 20 lakhs was more than 1 crore. The present
Yeah.
value is more than
More
1
than
crore.
More than
So,
1 crore.
but
I mean, I read the. So yeah. Go on. Sorry.
बोले, मैं बोल रहा था लॉटरी स्कैम से एक पहला पॉइंट मुझे बोलना है लोगों को,
हाँ.
टू ऑल द पीपल, टू ऑल द किड्स, एवरीबॉडी, कि जब आपने लॉटरी खेली ही नहीं तो आपकी लॉटरी लगेगी कैसे?
That's true. Let me. If I understand it correctly, if I can describe what a lottery scam is this the same one कि Nigerian prince ने आपको पैसा डाला है? That sort of scam where someone is basically telling you कि आपने इतना उतना पैसा जीता है, कोई मैसेज आ गया.
That's what it is. This particular case was that the UK government, you have won the UK lottery for worth 1 lakh pounds.
Right. Right.
So,
Okay.
how will you win the lottery when you have never played it?
Yeah. And then what they do is, so once you get that message, they're like, oh, you have to deposit like let's say like a $2,500 to get that lottery for bank processing fees or something, or overhead charges.
The next step is the fraudster does.
Acha. That's the next step. Yeah. After you contact the person for getting the money, that is when this. So मतलब फंस गए essentially.
You have to be registered and etc.
बहुत सारे
That you have accepted it, so this much money is required.
Right.
Then they
Karan, please feel free to jump in whenever. Okay.
No, no,
Don't
yeah,
be
yeah, yeah.
shy.
This the lottery scam I have not heard, but I've definitely got the messages of, I mean, very frequently, in fact, of the you have won $1 million. Please click the link to give bank processing charges. That is one thing which I've also got.
Yeah.
Again, because these things happen so often, uh, and it's the tactic has not changed. I think that's why some amount of awareness is still there, and I don't know how successful they are. But like Sir said, I think if you send it to a lakh of people and even one person does it, it's worth it. I think sorry, I think is it because the way to send all these messages is so cheap, so it doesn't and requires very less effort. That's why they do it, or how? Why do you think it has changed?
we heard some in some foreign country, lot of data was being sold in the dark web.
Right.
The price per data was less than $1. So
Oh,
imagine,
per database.
yes, I mean
And a
they
database will and a
lot of data.
database will have how many people abroad?
Let's say if they give you a data of 1,000 people,
Right.
the
Okay.
per person data was less than a rupee. Sorry, less than a rupee. So कितना
Oh
हो गया?
wow.
So they
Okay.
will just purchase the data from dark web and then start.
Yeah. and then start spamming essentially. So I wanted to ask you folks. So basically, now what Karan said about uh sorry, what Karan said about he also got a bunch of messages. Currently, I'm getting these messages of jobs, राइट वेयर
Yes.
आपको 25,000 रुपए महीने का मिलेगा, आपको 30,000 रुपए महीने का मिलेगा, सम रैंडम some big companies recruiting and we are the ones who are hiring all the things. Are these also scams?
Yeah, these are big scams.
Okay.
Yeah. Unimaginable things also happen.
Right.
Basic scam is that okay, you will get this job. You first fill the form, eh, some money deposit for that. Oh, now you got the job. You have to deposit some security, right? In the name of security, they will charge 50,000, 1 lakh. This will be returned back to you. This will be returned
Right.
back.
Okay. Yeah.
Right. Right. Right.
Letters, authority letters, your job letters, the guy gets trapped. कि मैं real में मेरा नौकरी लग गया है, he thinks. So he keeps waiting, तो वो आएगा नहीं. Then so that's how through one way or other they will start getting money. One
So-
particular case I just noticed
Yeah.
that was very rare. Some girl and she refused to join.
Hmm.
That no, I don't want to join.
Okay.
And they started threatening her. Now we will lodge an FIR against you.
Oh wow. Okay.
Because you earlier you
Oh.
filled the form and now you are not joining. I said to the poor girl, how can they lose FIR? You must have thought whether I want to work or not, whether I accept a job offer or not. It is my choice.
Yeah.
She was pressured so much that she deposited money for that.
See, because they lost money, na? So suppose she
Yeah.
said I was joining, they would have asked for some fees and all, offer some
Right.
advance payments or maybe like some security
No, I
or
mean another
guarantee.
way now, which is just impossible, but
Yeah.
they trap people into that also.
trap him with that.
Hmm.
So two kinds of thing which fraudster use, Meghnad, is one is greed, and the other is fear.
Right.
So
Right.
once they put this into the victim's mind that you will get a lot of money, you have got some lottery or you're getting a very good job, which is out of context or which is out of the reach of that person or victim. So he falls into that trap. And second is fear. जैसे आपने बताया KYC करना है. So KYC करना आज ही कराइए, अभी कराइए, otherwise your card will be blocked or you don't have any other option. So all these things we have tried to cover in some form of stories.
This
here.
fear thing happened, in Uttarakhand they started saying, today your electricity bill is going to be cut off,
Yeah.
Hmm.
right? Unless you deposit this money.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
that is-
The weirdest thing that happened with me is that so I knew from some people that there is some KYC scam going on, right? Again, I don't know what it was specifically, but I think it was what you just mentioned, right? कि आपका KYC करना है तो फिर connect करो. So I was getting these messages, right? I have an account in ICICI Bank. So I was getting these messages कि oh, connect your Aadhaar with your bank account, KYC करवाओ, KYC करवाओ. Now the thing is, I also got it from Kotak and HDFC Bank and whatever, right? Now I thought that ये सारे scam है, right? And then one fine day, my bank contacts me and tells me कि मेरा net banking बंद कर रहे हैं because I have not done the KYC. And I was like, wait, I have done the KYC. Why are you blocking it? And I thought these were scams. So I went to the bank and I showed them this So literally they were like, oh yeah, this is not from us. This is not from us. Oh, but this one is from us. But the other ones are not. I'm like, so how will I know? How will I know that my bank is sending me these messages?
The messages
Uh,
look genuine. They are machines, they are softwares which generate exactly the similar header which comes from a
Right.
bank.
Right.
Right.
But if one studies carefully the message, either there will be some language will be distorted, it will be some poor English or something framed by some fraudsters, or like something is always there which one can read, but everybody does not know this. So
I did
normally
not.
they say,
Sir, I
HDFC,
did, I did not.
it's the right thing to go to the bank.
Yeah.
We don't never have to give our KYC details.
Yeah.
You go
No,
and
मैं तो बैंक ट्रांजैक्शन अगर करना होगा तो मैं बैंक में ही जाके करूंगा या फिर खुद नेट बैंकिंग करके करूंगा. आई डोंट टेक एनी कॉल्स और सेंड एनी OTPs और व्हाटएवर. दैट इज माय बेसिक रूल कि if the bank wants to do something to me, they should come to me or I should go to them. That's it.
So the earlier way, go to the bank, do some, and especially for bigger transactions, at least one can
Right.
spare time and go
Right.
to bank.
Right.
See, with the luxury of everything coming online, these things are now, all
Yeah.
shopping is online, everything is online.
Yeah. Karan, you
No,
wanted to
because
say something?
because what I was thinking is, if I'm not, I read it somewhere also that I think we all see whenever a message comes from a bank, it comes like some the one which I saw recently was VM that hyphen ICICI something
Yes,
like that,
yes,
or
VM. Yes,
HDFC something,
yeah.
right? So did your message come from something similar with a heading also like that?
So yeah, that's what I was wondering. So like as Sir said that that heading comes no
Right.
VMICICI or whatever. It's not a number. It's a
Yeah.
heading, right? So
Heading.
obviously the number ones I ignore वैसे ही. But
Hmm.
these were specifically messages from one of these server type things. I didn't read it properly. Maybe it was like ICICICI or something. I don't know. Like some
Right.
sort of shadiness that is happening there. But I wanted to ask you guys then that it, does this require like a special subscription like these sort of headers that you get on SMS or messages? Like is this like a government thing, like you have to register to a portal only then you will get these, or can anyone get it?
No, anyone can get it. See, because who are
Oh,
doing bulk events, so they are sending bulk messages. So there's a
yeah.
bulk messaging software which does that, and in that you can like make your own header. But
Anyone can buy those softwares.
yeah,
Oh,
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 so that is
so
also
I
not
did not
safe.
know this.
Can also
Yeah.
the again, if I remember, per message the price is less than a rupee.
yeah, that becomes very cheap.
Oh.
And these days, all
Okay.
phishing kits and everything is available online. So that's the problem.
Hmm.
So youngsters and teens, they are buying all these things online and doing frauds.
Hmm. So can
Yes.
can the
Okay.
police go and shut down these companies, or like can they like how will the police deal with this? So like I'm guessing you also work in this in a way that, so of course there are individual cases, but then if you see like many cases like this, you will try to go to the source and see how you can cut off the scamsters. Is that how you work?
That's true because one scamster is committing a lot of crime every
Yes.
day. The
Yes.
problem is that firstly the volume is too high.
Yeah.
Secondly, they are sitting far apart from your area.
Hmm.
They will not commit crime in their own area.
Right.
They are smart. They know the local police will come and arrest them.
Hmm.
So our criminals mostly in India are in Jamtara belt, in Mewat belt nowadays, bordering
Hmm.
Rajasthan, Delhi, Gurgaon border. So these people commit crimes in hundreds.
Hmm.
And when we go to arrest them, they will just abscond. We
Hmm.
hardly recognize them. Local police sometimes is busy, sometimes may not be so forthcoming to help you. So this becomes a big challenge, another big challenge for police to apprehend them.
Right.
And police is sensitizing people about that. I see it like every other day on your page, also official page,
Yes,
that
yes, we are trying.
Hmm.
beware of scamsters, don't do this, don't like click on any link, and some
Hmm.
videos also through videos and all these messages. But
Hmm.
then again, how many people follow these, and anybody who wants to do that transaction quickly and he wants to find an easy way, so he falls into that trap.
Right. And also like one of the stories that I started reading was about this malicious app that people were downloading, and then their information was going away. So that is another thing, right? So there is link, there is SMS, there is like calling, whatever, but there is also like you're illegally, not illegally, but like some store or something, you're downloading an app by yourself, like a game or something else, and then that is being used to scam you.
As Mr. Manocha said just now, that it is either the greed or the fear, such
Hmm.
any such factors that make you fall in the trap.
Right, right. And
So
also, if I may add one more thing to it, I would say loneliness. Uh,
many times
l-
only
It is there. It's there
your
in the story.
again the greed for love, you can say.
It's there in the
yeah,
whole
Greed
story.
for validation.
yeah.
So what happens is this power bank app. Let me
Hmm,
tell you, this was a Chinese app.
hmm,
It was the biggest scam of India in cybercrime in India.
hmm, hmm.
They brought this app in March 21
Okay.
and promised doubling of money in 15 days. So people
Hmm,
asked them, how will you double the money in 15 days? Why?
hmm,
What
hmm,
is so? So then they said, no, we are investing with the startups of smart kids like
Hmm.
IITians and IM people, etc. So that's why our money is getting doubled.
hmm,
So people started investing. सो ऑनलाइन है, रियल लाइफ में होगा तो 10 20 50 करेंगे, ऑनलाइन में तो सीधा लाख करता है.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah.
in 3 months more than 10 lakh people downloaded the app, more than 10 lakh.
Wow.
And in June suddenly they were off the app store,
Hmm, 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 hmm.
Okay.
right? गायब हो गए. तो जून तक उनका रेपुटेशन बनाया. मतलब 2.5 महीने तक सबको पे किया डबल अमाउंट.
हाँ.
तब देते देते द स्कैम, इट वाज a scam worth more than 1,000 crores.
Yes.
All over the country, more than 250 FIRs were lodged.
Wow. 1,000 crore.
Yes.
That's
That money was
crazy.
transferred.
मतलब, and the money was transferred to other countries through cryptocurrency. And again, in detrimental things, detrimental to India, you know, or national interest. So that's how big things are also happening through cyber fraud.
Right. I have to take a
Sorry.
You were saying something?
No, what I want to tell was that like 25-30 years back, during our times, what happened was कि लोकल ऐसे होते थे ये पॉन्जी फ्रॉड टाइप के करने वाले कि वो कहेंगे स्कीम है, यू गिव सम मनी 2500 समथिंग एंड यू टेक अ मोटरसाइकिल एंड देन यू कीप पेइंग और ये आपको पैसा डबल करके मिलेगा एंड देन वन फाइन डे द कंपनी एवरीथिंग इज क्लोज्ड, एवरीबॉडी वैनिशेस. सो दिस इज नाउ ऑनलाइन.
Yeah. So basically, फिर हेरा फेरी 2 का प्लॉट जो है, that is what you just described. Which is पैसा डबल करेंगे, अरे पैसा ही पैसा होगा, and then they're gone.
लोगों को मिल जाता था जो अर्ली इन्वेस्टर्स होते थे, वो न्यू इन्वेस्टर्स का पैसा उनको मिल जाता था, अर्ली इन्वेस्टर्स को, and the new investors they had to suffer.
Yeah.
It was like a tree kind of
pyramid scheme, no? Pyramid scheme. Yeah, pyramid scheme. By the way, so I mean, we are talking about online scams, but as an aside, my mom, I'm very scared of my mom all the time. Like that she will get into some scam or whatever, because whenever I look at her phone, it has like 1,000 random apps installed on it. She's the one I feel like will one day like click on some link and like lose all her money or whatever. And also she's especially susceptible to pyramid schemes like Herbalife and all these all India whatever project, Sahara, सब हो चुका है वहाँ पे. Like you know, like agent बन के 3 लोगों को recruit करो and do this. Is this happening online now? Is that what you're telling me?
Similar things are happening. Similar frauds are happening online. See, because then now elderly people these days, these are all like we have nuclear families, so children are like far away in metros and all. The only way to contact them or to know about their welfare is through social media apps. And these fraudsters, they push their advertisements of their of these like fraud applications through these social media apps only. So वहीं आपने click किया, apps get installed. जैसे आप बता रहे हैं, there are thousands and hundreds of such apps. So even one app is sufficient to scam a person.
Yeah.
मेरा एडवाइस है कि आसानी से कुछ भी नया चीज को डाउनलोड नहीं करना है. Verify it.
Like she basically downloads them because कोई ऐसे video editing software जिसमें आप चेहरे पे dog का filter लगा सकते हो, so she'll just take our photos and put a filter on it and send it to us. And I keep asking her, why did you download this app? It can be a malware, it can be anything. And then she's like, oh, but it's so funny. But yeah, I just have to take a quick break. We will be back after the break, and then I want to dive deep into this world's most expensive dog. I'm so amused by this story. There are so many things I want to talk to you about. But after we come back, Karan, if you have any questions, please go ahead as well. Right? I'll see you after the break.
Hello, it's been another great week on the IVM Podcast Network. On Cyrus Says, Cyrus welcomes Seema Taparia, popular marriage consultant and TV personality. They spoke about her career and her claim to fame project Indian Matchmaking on the OTT giant Netflix. On the Habit Coach podcast, Ashton talks to Kristen Butler, CEO of Power of Positivity. They talk about what made her embrace positivity in her life and how it became her mission to spread the same. And on page 10, Abbas, that's me, Jalasmi and Karan discuss Atiq Ahmed's assassination caught live on camera in Prayagraj, former Governor Satyapal Malik's explosive revelations, and more. Catch all the episodes on the All About Now feed and YouTube channel. And once again, don't forget to visit our merch store on ivmpodcasts.com. We have some really great stuff for you over there. Follow us on social media. We are IVM Podcasts on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. If you like our shows, spread the word, tell your friends, and don't forget to rate and review them wherever you're listening to them. You'll also find our shows on YouTube at youtube.com/IVM Podcasts. And finally, we would like to thank our sponsors this week, Cash Free Payments and HDFC Mutual Fund. Thank you for making this possible.
Hello and welcome back to Explain Like I'm 10. Today we are delving into a very interesting topic: how to do online scams. And we have many examples till now about how people are scamming other people, vulnerable people. One specific example that I wanted to talk about, and Karan just brought it up in the break also. Sir, I wanted your opinion on this whole call center scam business. So just to give background to listeners who don't know, if you go on YouTube and you look for, scam center busted, call center busted, so there are like these accounts, like channels called Kitboga or Mark Roper, or
Mark
there
Roper.
is Mark Grover, and then there is also Carl Rock. So what they are doing is, these are foreigners who see that there are call centers from India who are calling vulnerable people in the US or Europe, and they are scamming them through by getting them to buy gift cards, or by like taking over their computers and stealing their money from their bank accounts. A bunch of, like, a variety of scams that they're doing. So what these scam busters is what they are called. Scam busters are doing is, they are actually doing the reverse scam on them, where they try to trap the scamsters into giving their information, and then they try to take over their servers and wipe out their data, or they send the police their way, or whatever it is. But as we go along, I think I would like your comment also on this. This is very bad for India, right? I mean, it is making us look very bad.
Yes, we know that call center business was really booming in India, and especially providing software services or caller services at a very low rates, right? For
Right,
US and for them, the manual services are very costly. For
right.
India, they are not. So somebody could help you on telephone and help solve your problems, and so it was. That's how the call centers are working all over the world.
Hmm.
But some of these call centers are not really call centers. They are basically fake fraudsters. They are
Hmm.
cyber criminals and big gangsters.
Hmm.
So what they do in the call center is, there are no genuine calls.
Hmm.
No genuine calls are coming to them for anything.
Right.
They, the whole time they are sending messages to to computers or people who are sitting in US, who are sitting in Europe, and finally they are somehow able to send malware to their computers.
Hmm.
So their computer gets locked, laptop
Right,
gets,
right.
so all their data is frozen. So the poor guy, he says, "Why kuch karo?
Hmm.
Help me something."
Hmm.
So they ask for $1,000
Right.
to helping the man out, and
Hmm.
because they only had blocked their laptop, so they
Right.
had this is called ransomware.
Ransomware, yes.
Yeah,
Right.
you implant malware in some
Hmm.
other computer and ask for ransom to
Hmm.
correct it.
Correct.
Hmm.
Hmm.
That's how they're minting money in crores, and
Hmm.
they know that these are gangsters sitting in India. Like we knew the lottery fraud, the
Hmm.
ATM fraud, right? Credit card fraud. These all started from Africa.
Right.
Initially, they were called Nigerian frauds.
Hmm.
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 So we used to have most of the Nigerians, and now Cameroon and these people are doing it.
Hmm.
Similarly, these call center frauds are now, almost in the name of India. That
Oh.
Indian criminals are committing this crime.
So
Huh.
this, like
Sir, huh. Sorry.
Shokji said,
Sir, I
that
just want to. Oh, there's a lag. I'm sorry. Sorry, sir.
you
Please
please carry on, Karan.
Sir, my only question was because mean, we were talking about yeah, SMS frauds and people, sending you links and stuff like that. A call center fraud, how is it so popular as compared to the others? Because I would expect a call center, especially the ones which were brought into the limelight, that they had a big amount of infrastructure put in place with a lot of employees, and then those employees were committing fraud. So there's a lot of cost also in making that fraud, right, sir? As compared to the other SMS frauds, which is only a software, it can send out lakhs of messages in one shot.
Hmm.
Is it as common as the SMS frauds, or how? What do you think about that part?
So not so very common. Not
Hmm.
Not
so
so
very.
common. Huh?
He said that you
Hmm.
already need lot of infrastructure. So these
Hmm.
gangsters are bigger ones.
Okay.
Like the OTP fraud people are sitting in Jamtara. That man can be
Right.
even sitting on the branch of a tree and do
Hmm.
everything.
Hmm.
You
Correct.
know,
Yeah.
doesn't need
Hmm.
any infrastructure
Hmm.
except that these people do a course in cyber crime. You know,
Yeah.
Huh.
like who are they are studying computer sciences and all, and we pay 1 lakh rupees per annum maybe per semester in IITs and all. But these people they charge lakhs of rupees for a 10 days course, 15 days cyber
Yeah,
crime
some
course.
training centers are running
Training
for this.
centers are running. Yes,
Wait,
yes.
there is a cybercrime course for real. I mean,
No,
this is an
not
this is-
the cyber criminals only are running those courses.
Other criminal course.
that's what I was saying. Like, oh wow, oh that. So it's basically now a profession, like coaching centers for
Yes,
criminals.
committing cyber crime, these people. So
Wow.
Uh,
what
Sir,
is
one.
happening? While these call centers are bigger ones, they need infrastructure. They employ 100, 200 employees.
Hmm.
So they're working
Hmm.
like corporates now.
Yeah, and their collection is into crores and crores of rupees.
Hmm. And
They,
I wanted to ask a follow up question to this only.
all call centers are not fake, but do remember.
No, no. Of
Yeah,
course,
yeah,
that's a
yeah. Hmm.
caveat. But I wanted to ask one follow-up question to what Karan just asked. Ki, if you have these many people working in like a building or like in a corporate doing these sort of scams, etc. Um, I'm wondering what kind of mindset do you need to work in a scam center like this? I mean, they're properly aware what they're doing.
Hmm.
They've been trained and they read scripts and they do all this. Is there like a particular personality that is attracted to work in these scam centers? Or are
Yes,
they just desperate people?
yes. See what happened. Uttarakhand police recently uncovered one such call center and
Hmm.
found that they were like all youngsters coming out of school. Only thing they need to speak good English. They were
Hmm.
given voice training, modulation training. They were all trained
Right.
for this, and they were told that we are preparing you for a job. They were
Hmm.
not told that you're scamming people, and this is a script. They were even given a script to read that. So it's
Right,
covered in one of our stories. This call
right,
center scam.
right.
Hmm.
Actually, many people don't know initially that they are committing a crime.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
People who who come to know,
Hmm.
then some people want to avoid it also. Then these
Acha.
people
Hmm.
are not easily allowing them to
To
go
leave.
out. Otherwise they
Hmm.
will
To leave.
become
Huh.
secrets. So
Right.
that
Right.
also happens. So but some people, for some people it becomes so lucrative that they
Hmm.
adopt this.
And sir, one more thing I wanted to ask. Obviously, this case which you're talking about is a crime committed from India, but on a person outside India. So how does the part come of the complaint? Do the people outside India complain to police in India, or do they complain to police over there and then they contact you over here? How does that process work?
Usually the embassies are contacting us that such kinds of crimes are happening with their citizens in that country. And
Okay.
as I said that these are high-end crimes because you need to be very good at English.
Right.
Yes.
Only then that fellow will agree to talk to you and all. No?
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So, and also police also nowadays these people, as I told you, one of the chaps in in Dehradun, he himself told कि यहाँ रियल में कुछ कॉल सेंटर नहीं चल रहा है, क्रिमिनल का अड्डा है. So पुलिस भी जाके अपने आप से जाके कर लेगी. Now police
Right.
has come out with
Mm-hmm.
such scam centers, scam call centers have come up. So they
Hmm.
also keep checking, मतलब again and again.
Hmm.
So that,
I mean, real call centers में जाके they must be asking कि अरे यहाँ पे क्या चल रहा है types.
नहीं वो भी है और टेक्निकली ऑल्सो पुलिस इज नॉट वेल इक्विप्ड तो पुलिस
Yeah.
के पास पता है कि कहाँ कौन से मोबाइल टावर में ट्रैफिक ज्यादा है, कहाँ पर क्या हो रहा है. So there are many things.
Oh,
Like
okay.
Okay.
the cyber department would not like to open up because
I agree. Please don't do that. I want these people to be caught.
the name of your show, the name of your show should have been how not to scam online rather than how to scam online.
No, sir, हम भी
to catch
clickbait
the-
के मारे लोग हैं.
आपने कहा देख के लोग आएंगे.
No, you do realize what we are doing here, right? We are scamming people into clicking on this link, and they are getting
Right.
information on how to not get scammed. So this is a switch and bait, is what we are trying to do.
It's a clickbait for people.
Yeah.
Right.
Like we are not running any training centers. But okay, I wanted to get to one story in your book which I found very fascinating, and then we'll end this because sir has to go as well. So the story is called "The World's Most Expensive Dog." Right? It's also a very tragic story because there's this lady who lost her husband in an accident. Her kid wants a puppy because I mean, and during the pandemic, they're all very sad because the father is gone and everything, and she wants to make her daughter happy. So she wants a puppy in her house. So she promises that, okay, your birthday is coming in a fortnight. I will give you a puppy. And then she goes online and she looks for a particular breed of puppy, and she finds this website where they said, oh, contact, and बहुत photo लगे थे वहाँ पे. So she contacts this lady called Shweta, and Shweta is very nice to her. She gives her photos and everything. And then she's like, okay, so you need to pay like some 15,000 rupees first. Ki, this is the cost of the puppy, which she did, right? Then it just escalates one after the other, where then she's like, oh, please give us like 2 lakh rupees because we need to have like customs and all the things that we need to do certification for the dog, all the things. And what struck me in this story, so that escalates for a while, but every step the scamster is assuring her with pictures, with videos, that oh yeah, the dog is coming, you just need to pay a little bit more,
and your
Little.
security money you will get back.
Refunded.
yeah also.
Okay.
So the thing is that only the cost of the puppy is what we will take from you, but the rest of the money you're paying will reimburse, so your
Yes.
puppy and your money will come back at the same
We'll
time,
come back.
right? So
at once
that's
she has so much money at stake कि उसको वापस लेने के लिए और देना ही है पैसा to get her money back.
exactly.
Right.
So once she gets trapped, the book says that she okay, current estimate, just estimate how much money does she send this scamster?
It already started at 2 lakhs, so I would say about what, 10, 15?
Asking Karan.
53 lakh. 53 lakh rupees.
And this is because
It became 66 lakhs.
66 lakhs. If you read
Oh
to the end,
yeah, end में एक और tranche डाला, 66
हाँ.
lakh. Yes.
एयरपोर्ट पे
and
पहुंच गए, आप अभी ले लो.
It was
एयरपोर्ट
in
पे
the headlines of Dehradun.
yeah,
Yeah.
66 lakhs given for
66 lakhs.
cheats there.
For one puppy.
And it started from what, 15,000?
Yeah.
Prime Minister was from Cameroon.
Oh yeah.
No.
So I'll just complete that story also. So okay. So
Yeah.
basically, so it escalates, and this poor lady ends up paying 66 lakh rupees to get the puppy. Every step. So they even send her videos of the puppy being loaded into a plane by some foreigners, and then getting transferred, whatever, right? Landing in a plane, landing at the airport. Oh, you'll get it today. Oh, you'll get it tomorrow, etc. But on the day when the puppy is supposed to arrive, they ask for a lot more money, and then she gets suspicious, goes to the police, and the police is like very nice to her, and then basically they do like this nutty operation where they are trying to trace where these people come from. Just highlights of the operation. So they trace someone in Tripura first, right? And then it turns out that Tripura SIM card is from Bangalore. So then Bangalore में कोई ढूंढते हैं.
Oh my
And then-
God.
And then like, so basically all over the place these scamsters are like, they couldn't find them. And then the best thing which I found in the story, so they find this one Michael from Cameroon who is a suspect, right? And the way they find him is that he has a small limp on his on his leg. So they go to
Wow.
the
Then who will read our book? Because
No, I'm just telling one story because it's so fun, guys. Please
This
let me indulge.
this is one of many.
Yeah, this is one of the stories, right?
One
I,
of
I also
many.
read one more which I'm not going to spoil, but this one I am going to because I found this like crazy story. But
So
eventually,
all stories are interesting in this.
very interesting. Okay, I will not spoil how the police catches the thief. Okay, is that okay, guys? I cliffhanger पे छोड़ दिया सबको.
It's something,
ठीक है?
it's something for the readers to read
थोड़ा
also.
सा
Yes,
बच्चा
yes,
रहता
yes, yes.
This is,
But it's
but
really
just, I
difficult
mean,
to trace such criminals and catch them. It's really a
Yeah,
challenge
yeah.
because
No,
they are
but
but
known
all we can.
for crime.
no, but one thing I wanted to ask both of you, thing that struck me in this was they were getting money into multiple bank accounts, right? You know, like Kotak and HDFC and all these things. And when the police goes to actually look at the bank accounts, they find out that these bank accounts were opened in the name of someone else, like poor people who were looking for government schemes. And then like their Aadhaar etc was KYC वगैरह उनका था, but the scamster was using it. Um,
Yes.
if this is the case, then I mean it's a little scary to me when I think about it. That those poor people are being exploited, but in their name more other people are being exploited. What is the extent of this right now? And can the bank people also identify that this is happening?
कि पहले क्या होता था जैसे आपके राशन कार्ड्स होते थे तो आपको पता होगा राशन कार्ड किसी का होता था राशन उस पे कोई दुकान का लाला ले
वो ले
लेता
जाता
था
था
तो वो उसको
That's true.
सेल इट ऑफ फ्रॉम हिज स्टोर सो दिस
Hmm.
तो यहाँ भी अभी ऐसे है कि फेक अकाउंट्स ऑफ अ पुअर पर्सन इज क्रिएटेड प्रॉमिसिंग हिम ऑल दैट यू विल गेट गवर्नमेंट पेंशन एंड ऑल दिस थिंग्स सो प्राइवेट
नहीं ये नहीं है बेसिकली इवन अदरवाइज इवन फ्रॉम अ लेबर और एनीबॉडी so they use the accounts already created and they sometimes they talk to these people pay them just 1,000 rupees or so or sometimes they just don't know the man doesn't know this all this is happening to his account and police
Oh.
approaches them and then finds out कि ये तो बेचारा innocent है so we never arrest them then we
Right.
go to the line but bank people if they are smart enough and if they have the willpower to do it they can really help a lot in stopping cyber.
But like, have you seen action from the banking front? So I know police is doing whatever it can, but if you had to say one way that you would want certain things to change, like systemically, what is it that you would say should change?
See, RBI has taken steps,
Hmm.
lot of steps to make things difficult for the proper banks.
Hmm.
You know, so banking sector, especially the government banks, they have become more careful. Their
Hmm.
rules have become stricter so that less chances of cyber fraud taking place with these banks. But
Okay.
other modes of payment, especially UPI and all,
Hmm.
they lot of loopholes are left, and
Hmm.
they also need to be tightened so that it becomes it's not so easy to get
Hmm.
transfer the money like that.
Right.
Cycle money like that. Yes.
Right. Karan, any final questions?
Do we have time for one more? It'll go slightly longer. It's basically I wanted to ask about the things about like crypto coins rather, which people make as a scam, in which they just ask you to invest in so and so coin, and the price of the coin, it's like a pump and dump scheme. You invest in the coin, it goes up for some time, and then the initial investors remove the money. The
Hmm.
value of the coins goes to zero. Have you seen those cases happening more in India? Because I saw one article a month or so ago of a lady who invested some 30 lakh rupees and lost the entire amount of money in it in crypto. Have people been making crypto coins and scamming people through crypto coins in India? Because this is happening very commonly outside India.
Hmm. Hmm.
I tell you,
Uh,
cryptocurrency has become a way of transferring money like hawala.
Hmm. Hmm.
It is
hmm.
the money
Money laundering.
of these fraudsters is going
Hmm.
out of the country
Hmm.
mostly through crypto. One point.
Okay. Hmm.
Yes.
Hmm.
Second point is that in Uttarakhand, I have not seen the fraud that happened through purchase of cryptocurrency, but I
Hmm.
saw one major crime It was from Kerala or that side, south side of India. And
Mm-hmm.
those protesters were, because big money was involved. So they committed crime here with their colleagues. Crypto
Okay.
wars we call it. Like
Acha.
gangster wars होते हैं ना, कि
Right.
भाई
Right. Right.
एक बड़ा क्रिमिनल का दूसरे से टक्कर चल रहा है, तो ऐसे क्रिप्टो में पेमेंट का इशू था 4-5 करोड़ का, उसको
Huh.
लेके मर्डर हुआ. So those
Okay.
physical crimes also start happening.
Hmm.
Oh, interesting. And so essentially, you don't like crypto, I'm guessing. Like, I mean, everybody should be very wary of crypto.
Careful.
Careful.
See, nothing is 100% safe in the cyber world. Nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
cannot do anything 100% safe. So,
Hmm.
why if you plan to deal with crypto, unless it is official from government of India, I would say
Hmm.
till then we should wait.
Yeah. Because these are
Understood.
not very regulated kind of currencies and all. And with
Hmm.
special blockchain and all makes it safer for the criminals also. If it makes it safer,
Mhm.
people make it
Exactly.
for criminals also to deal with it.
Hmm.
Right.
That's the thing. And
My final question to you guys would be, if there is any tips that you would like to give to people at the end of this episode on how to prevent themselves from getting into any sort of cybercrime or
Hmm.
being a victim of a scam, what would you say?
I would say that firstly, as I told you, OTP is used to transfer money out of your account,
Mm.
not into
Yes.
your account. Remember
Hmm.
that.
Yeah.
So never share your data with anybody.
Mm.
Cross verify. Cross verify 3 times, 4 times. Who are
Mm.
you? You
Hmm.
ask them 5 questions. Yeah? What?
Mm.
Why? When?
Mm.
What
Hmm.
for? Hmm?
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
How? Hmm? Why should I give you this number? Who are you? Then he will
Hmm.
explain. If you ask him 5 questions, he will be floored, and you will come to
Right.
know purely fraud है बंदा. So
Huh.
we have to be super alert, huh?
Huh.
And we never have to share our data.
Huh.
Nowadays, even latest crime that is happening is through Aadhaar card, because
Yes.
Aadhaar card has that
Yeah.
fingerprints. huh? So these people have
Mm-hmm.
started using that to open up something, you know. Yes. So
But like, how do they get the fingerprint?
through the
Access to
dark
the.
web, because you are depositing your cards to some hotel, something. So never use Aadhaar card as your ID. Yeah.
and there was a
Oh,
case, sir,
avoid
when
using Aadhaar card. Okay.
So it's getting difficult nowadays. Getting difficult. People are.
एक केस था जिसमें कि जो भी प्रॉपर्टी वी बाय तो उसके जो रजिस्ट्रेशन पेपर्स हैं दोस हैव द फिंगरप्रिंट्स सो
Right.
सम गाइस stole those papers from the registrar office used the fingerprints and did a scam.
अभी हुआ है.
Oh
It's a case.
God, that's so
But
scary.
but that is not. I mean, I can't expect how would a person be able to protect himself from that, because that is just theft, no, of data directly.
See,
I
Karan,
Because
there
used
it's
is
like
my
it's,
I
it's
used my Aadhaar card as an ID at a hotel like this week. Now I'm
that is
scared.
what I'm saying. Never use your Aadhaar
तो
card.
बट आपका कोई अकाउंट को भी अपने फिंगरप्रिंट से लिंक मत करिए.
उसमें बायोमेट्रिक्स ऑफ करा दीजिए,
Biometrics off
मास्क
करा
कर दीजिए
दीजिए.
उसको कार्ड को अगर
Right.
आपको आसानी यूज करना है तो. And there is a
भाई
saying that
बायोमेट्रिक से आपका पता चला मोबाइल ही खोल दिया उसने.
yeah, exactly.
Meghnad, there is a saying that internet never forgives and never forgets. So
Right.
people should be very careful before loading anything on the net.
Right.
Whether it is
Right.
the cloud storage is there, no matter
Okay.
how safe it is, once it goes to the internet. तो जैसे अशोक सर कह रहे थे वो डार्क वेब में चला गया तो किसी ना किसी को मिल जाएगा वो.
I am pretty sure मेरा नंबर तो चला गया ऑलरेडी. कहीं ना
Yeah,
कहीं से तो चला गया
number long back.
ऑलरेडी.
Calling you up.
वो तो पता चल गया. मतलब जितना मुझे स्पैम कॉल आता है ना.
अपना नेट बैंकिंग का लिमिट, क्रेडिट कार्ड का लिमिट रखो.
हाँ.
Yes.
50,000 a day, जो भी आपका लगता है, तो एटलीस्ट फ्रॉड
Yes.
होगा तो 5 लाख नहीं जाएगा ना खाते से. लिमिट
Right.
रखो और आसानी
Right,
से
right.
अपना डाटा शेयर मत करो और किसी को लालच में भी मत आइए. कोई दुनिया की चीज नहीं जो आपको 15 दिन में पैसा डबल कर देगी. ठीक है.
Yes.
तो 100% प्रॉमिस का हो जाएगा तो होने को कुछ भी हो सकता है, बट प्रॉमिस कर रही है तो मतलब वो फेक है, फ्रॉड है.
Right.
इसी से जो ये सेक्सटोर्शन और हनी ट्रैप केसेस हैं, कोई एक सुंदर सा चेहरा कोई फेसबुक पे लगा के आ रहा है, उसको आप में क्या इंटरेस्ट है?
But that is
faces, they will have 100 people who will be following them. So you must question, again question why. Why is
Yes.
that friend request? आप ऐसे friend request वाले account को खोल के देखेंगे ना, they will have 10 or 15 friends. Their post will not be more than 50 years old. तो देखो ना, 5 साल से चल रहा है account, तो कुछ genuine होगा ना. These fake accounts are very, I mean, opened recently and closed. So they hardly have Facebook. So you can check. So
Right.
be smart.
Yeah. So Meghnad, I think your viewers for this podcast show will definitely find all these plus many more cyber tips in this book.
Yes, that's what I was about to say. There are many cyber tips in this book. There are many fun stories in this. Also scary stories, I must say.
Multi-factor authentication है, अन्य का ये सारी चीजें, limit set करना, everything
Yeah.
is built into the stories.
ये हिंदी
Yes.
में भी आ रही है किताब बहुत जल्दी.
अरे,
इससे
very
March तक
nice.
जा सकते हैं. Within
Okay.
next 10 days it will be available in Hindi also.
Pre-book के लिए.
Right.
Free book already शुरू हो गया है Amazon पे.
Right. So this book is called Cyber Encounters, and it has a foreword by Amitabh Bachchan. How did you manage that?
How?
I don't know how.
I'll tell you. It is the legend's greatness. We approached him saying that cyber crime is happening with everybody.
Right.
Yeah. So maybe he also has faced it sometimes in his life.
Yes.
So he forwards it. So the
Okay.
message will be spread out faster. So just in the public interest, he has done it. No, he's not charged anything for this. Nothing.
Right.
Just to make people aware that be safe from cyber criminals.
Very nice. Thank you, Amitabh Bachchan, and thank you guys for writing this book and doing this podcast and spending time with us. Thank you, Karan. I hope you learned something and you had fun.
Oh, yes, I did. I had a lot of fun. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for this week.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Thank you so
Meghnad.
much, sir.